Hello, YouTubers. It's getting to be that time of year. Sorry, my cousin Alan. It's getting to be that time of year, that cold ass time of year. If you see me looking that way, it's because the webcam is there on the laptop, and the screen is over there because my screen on the laptop is messed up. So if I look like I got shaky eyes, that's why. It's gonna be that cold ass time of year where you want to be warm with hot cocoa and soup and stuff. Season I'm talking about is Yule. Most people call it Christmas. I celebrate Yule. First, I'm gonna read out of two books, and then I'm gonna do my own spiel. I'm used to having a head covering on. Don't tell me I don't have it marked. Here it is. Get to the first part of the chapter. The book I'm reading out of is Celebrate the Earth by Lori Cabot. It was $19 and it came from Delta Trade Paperbacks, was the company. Now, Lori Cabot has Yule, Winter Solstice, in parentheses, around December 22nd. I guess it depends on where the stars are and all that. But mainly people celebrate it on like the 21st. Mostly. Sometimes it's on the 22nd, sometimes it's on the 21st. I just let the calendar tell me. Alan again. Making Thanksgiving and Yule plans. I could spell. I feel like Maple Spider over here. Text messaging. Um, I'm gonna be getting a few more texts because he doesn't know I'm doing a video, and I don't like waiting for my texts, so I don't make other people wait unless it's a different kind of situation going on. If I'm busy with the kids take precedent. This is, no offense, this is just a video. And you know, not that I don't have any respect for my audience, because I do. The IMVU. Go ding when someone comes on. Alright, back on track. The Yuletide season provides us with an ideal opportunity to reflect upon the ancient Welsh myth of Bran the Blessed, a vivid and compassionate tale that embodies the Wiccan values of giving light and rebirth. Bran's story is one of the royal responsibility. Bran's story is one of royal responsibilities and of great personal sacrifice. consolation, and a king's love for his people and the land. You probably hear music in the background. That's the neighbors. At least it's in English. Anyway. If he does not meet his obligations to the goddess, Mother Earth, and the land itself turns against him, Bran's myth is a story about how to be a good king. Bran's sister, Branwen, is goddess of the land, and as such, she is Bran's reason for being. As Fairy King and guardian of the Cauldron of Rebirth, Bran is committed to his role as champion of her cause. The Cauldron of Rebirth, originally from Ireland, has the power to bring the dead warriors back to life, and is a symbol of the law and power of the land. In the story, Bronwyn marries I don't know how to say this because it's Welsh. Matholwch, Matholwch, the King of Ireland, in order to form a bond between Britain and Ireland. Branwen's brother, however, is very upset by this marriage and kills all of that guy's horses. I don't know why. Seems a good waste of horse to me. Bran replaces the horses, but the guy was not satisfied. In order to heal the breach, Bran must also give that guy the Cauldron of Rebirth, which is probably a very bad idea. Despite so generous a gift, the guy is still not appeased. This guy is still not appeased. Picky, picky, picky. He mistreats Bran's sister so badly. Bran must. Ooh, look at this pretty picture. You see the pretty picture? I'll show you pictures. March into Ireland to save her to prevent whose arrival, the asshat in the story, burns the bridge leading across the Shannon River. But Bran shapeshifts into a giant and acts as his own bridge, carrying his men on his enormous shoulders through the sea. Thus we find in Bran's story the important line which serves as a lesson to all future leaders. He who would be chief, let him make himself a bridge. Without the Cauldron of Rebirth, Bran's forces are defeated, and Bran is wounded. He orders his own beheading, and while his men transport his head to be buried in the White Tower of London, Bran teaches his people everything he has learned from the goddess's Cauldron of Rebirth, passing on his wisdom to all future generations. This image of Bran's head is one of the many examples found in Celtic mythology and witchcraft of the skull as a symbol of power and wisdom. The skull is not something to be feared. Modern witches will often wear the skull as jewelry symbolizing the house of the brain. Winter solstice marks a point of dramatic natural change on Earth, which is going to be a very big change this Yule coming up. Very big transformation coming up. Most magical people are feeling it. And I can't say all are going to feel it because people are different. But the majority of people I do speak to, they do believe that a big transition is going to happen. You know, it's not going to be like flash floods and fire all over the earth. No, it's going to be a great enlightenment and a great awakening. Mm-hmm. This is simultaneously a time of balance and change. In its journey across the sky, the sun on Yule is at its most southern, the southeastern point at the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and has no apparent northward or southward motion. Winter solstice marks the longest night and the shortest day of the year. Yay, more sleep! From this point on, the sun rises earlier and earlier, each time adding a little more of his light and warmth to the cold and silent nights of winter. On Yule, we honor the goddess, Mother Earth, for giving birth to the sun once more, just as she draws the light within her womb during the darkest time of the year, from Samhain to Yule. So does she create the light at winter solstice. As which as with each movement of the wheel, witches perceive the natural changes in the earth as a pantheon of intriguing and passionate deities. That's all I'm going to read from that because I'm at 12 minutes and I still got another book to go. There. I had this one already marked because I wanted to start reading it again and getting prepared for our Yule here. I don't know if we're going to have a Yule party. My party's kind of flop. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to discuss it with John. Okay, get back on track here. All I was missing is a little hearth behind here, little bathrobe, cocoa. Well, I did have cocoa. It's over there. Yule is a time of mixed emotions for pagans. Oh, forgot to tell you. Sabbats by E.D. McCoy. Sorry. All around us, we see evidence of the Christmas celebration, a religious holiday not part of our traditions, but one which we know takes its form and meaning from ancient pagan practices. Ancient pagan practices. I feel like the original money professor. Okay. Virgin births, decorated trees, festival of lights. Look at the pretty lights. I'm okay, I swear. Feasting, wreaths, bells, fragrant fires, were and still are at the heart of pagan midwinter observances. When the wheel of the year brings us to Yule, the god who died at Samhain is reborn of the virgin goddess. The god is represented by the sun, which returns after this darkest night of the year, not Batman. To again bring warmth and fertility to the land, the profusion of lights on houses and trees at Christmas is a modern version of our pagan custom of lighting candles and fires as acts of sympathetic magic to lure back the waning sun. Today, It is still a custom in Ireland and Norway to leave lights burning all through the house on Yule night, but not only to lure back the sun, but also to honor the virgin goddess who gives him birth. Interestingly enough, the word virgin is one that is mistranslated and misrepresented by the early church, enough to make people even today forget that the term had absolutely nothing to do with the hymen. The term virgin was first applied to the priestesses in Mediterranean temples, particularly during Rome's pagan period. The term identified a woman who has not who was not a complete entity unto herself, who was not bound by secular, a woman who was a complete entity unto herself. I misread that. Who was not bound by secular law, had no husband, and was free to take all the lovers she chose. She needed nothing else and no one else for completeness. In other words, she was said to be intact, a virgin. Paganism remembers the old meaning of the word when the goddess, a complete and whole being unto herself, gives birth to her son, who will be her lover at the spring Sabbaths and also the father of his next Yule incarnation. It gets a little right there, but it's symbolism. Yule has been the most widely celebrated of all Sabbats because its customs and lore have so deeply invaded popular cultures and the mainstream religions, and virtually every culture in the northern hemisphere in some way once acknowledged the return of the sun at its weakest point. Some anthropologists, such as E. W. Budge, believed Yule was first celebrated as a religious festival 12,000 years ago, and some claim it dates many millennia earlier. And that's all I'm going to read because I'm almost at 20 minutes. Now, what I normally do for Yule, I put up the tree, cookies. Cookies are a must. And when I had my grandma's record player before the flood, I would play the same record me and her would play when we would bake cookies. That became a tradition of mine. I gotta get I gotta see if I can get it on CD because I know I'm not gonna be able to get it on an album, and I don't have this record player any longer. It was Sing Along with Mitch Miller. It's just ingrained in me to play that because that has a deeper meaning than just the Christmas music. That has to do with the connection between me and my departed grandmother, who was more like a mother to me than my mother. Now, the way I celebrate kind of goes along with the same way when I grew up, except I no longer accept Santa Claus. I decided when I learned more about things that when I had kids, which I do now, that in my house, Odin would bring the gifts. Sleipnir would either be pulling the sleigh or however he does it. I didn't think I needed to get that far into it. And my kids would leave a carrot for Siphoner. His horse, the Loki's child. You know what I'm saying. I can't say Siphoner. Duh. If John was in here, I'd have him pronounce it for me. And I figured, better than the All Father. He is jolly. But you leave a carrot for the horse, and leave cookies for Odin. I wouldn't necessarily leave mead out because it's a waste of mead. Well, not that it's a waste, but just to leave it out. What if the kids would get up and want to try some mead? Can't have that because neither of the kids are anywhere close to the legal drinking age in the United States. It could stunt their growth. I don't know. It just wouldn't be a good thing. Wouldn't be the responsible thing to do. So probably like a cup of cider or something, but something related to Odin that he would like as an offering. And I would do their Christmas lists. I'd help them with them, What I would do is have them write out their Christmas list, and then I'd have them write another one just to tell them, just in case you don't get everything from Odin, we could pick it up during the year. Just so after I would burn the Christmas lists, so that the list would go to Odin symbolically, I'd still have that Christmas list to work from. That's stupid. God help me if Siphoner came to the door with Odin on his back. I'd probably crap myself. Oh, hello, All-Father. Hail the All-Father. It would be a total crap your pants moment. So, I think Loki might just describe himself as that just to see me crap myself, because that's kind of God he is. But we are at 23 minutes. It's going to be forever to load this video. Hope you enjoy.